Hi, this is Dawn at Dawn's Astrological Vision. Gemini Sun Sign and Gemini Rising, stand by for your September 2015 general forecast. Welcome back, Gemini. Mercury, your ruler, is transiting your fifth house and goes retrograde on the 17th. Mercury transiting your fifth house produces enjoyment of literary art forms, intellectual pleasures, and concerns with the education of children. Romantic opportunities arise in connection with intellectual activities and short trips or through associations with your neighbors, co-workers, brothers and sisters, or the groups and organizations to which you belong. There is likely to be much social activity and communication and comings and goings involving children and romantic partners. When Mercury goes direct on the 17th in this house, you may notice there may be a withdrawal of creative energy. This can be a time to reconnect to your inner child. Sometimes an old flame may reappear. This is not the best time to start a new love affair. If you are planning any new ventures, this is not a time for signing contracts or handling important negotiations. This is a personal slowing down of communications, which is often accompanied by confusion or change of plans, indecisiveness, and some unexpected factors which may cause confusion in communications. Mercury goes direct on October 9th. The Sun is transiting your fourth house until the 23rd. On the 5th, the Sun in Virgo moves on to make its second trine of the year to Pluto. The Sun in your fourth house trines Pluto in your eighth house. Your house of home, property, parents, farming, and building, and eighth house of insurance, legacy, sex, other people's money, and taxes are involved in this favorable trine aspect. This positive alignment between Virgo Sun and Pluto Capricorn holds a hidden well of strength and perseverance for us to heal things that have been underground and bringing them into the light to be addressed and healed. You are made to get involved at a very deep level with whatever you are doing. Fundamental changes occur in your consciousness that cannot be ignored. Again, this involves your fourth house of the role of your mother or most nurturing parent in your life, your attunement to your inner self, and how you function at home or with roommates. In your eighth house of your desire and capacity to receive money from outside sources, your attitude and actions in regarding to budgeting, dividing, and controlling other people's money. There should be some positive transformations in these areas of your life around the 4th and a couple of days before and after. Gemini, Jupiter is also in your fourth house until September 2016. Again, this is your fourth house, and experiences here usually indicate a time for a new foundation. But the fourth house also represents the end of a situation and indicating that one cannot build a new structure on an old foundation. However, lucky Jupiter transiting here is a time when you will seek inner peace and security. You may express this transit by purchasing real estate or a new home. You may expand, redecorate, or otherwise improve your present home, thereby increasing its value. Both living conditions and family prosperity improve. On the 13th, there is a partial solar eclipse. It is part of a family of eclipses that are considered to be highly stressful. Because this eclipse is also in Virgo, the sign that rules over work and health, this is a time to avoid stress and surgery if possible. Make your plans now to start something new, but wait until next week to put them into action. This solar eclipse is not visible in the United States. This eclipse will fall in your fourth house of how you function at home or with family, your interest in the past, parents, especially mother, the foundation in which you build within yourself or your family. Over the next 6 months, home and domestic and family matters are all important. Sensitivity is heightened, and getting along with others may be a key issue. Women's interests are in focus. Mars, still in the sign of Leo until September 25th, makes a meetup with Venus on the 1st for the second of the three conjunctions made this year. Venus retrograde throws a little monkey wrench in this one due to the retrograde motion. This is your third house, Gemini, and this aspect is more of a what about me aspect. On the positive note, there is an energetic pursuit of knowledge, debates, and arguments. This transit can involve professional and corporate communications of some sort. You could become more concerned with professional contracts and agreements. Try to hold off on final agreements until Venus goes direct on the 5th. On the 8th, Mars trines Uranus for the only time this year. If you feel in need of a change, now's the time to make decisions that are daring, inventive, and constructive. New and unexpected occurrences and changes are certainly happening in your environment, and this could involve your siblings, neighbors, personal ideas, communications, and short trips. Uranus is in the sign of Aries, your 11th house, and this trine will affect your friends, groups, and organizations you belong to. Personal goals and objectives included. Uranus represents brotherhood, equal rights, and the greater community. Saturn is in your 7th house, Gemini, until 2018. As I stated last month, I will go a little bit more into detail on Saturn's transit through your 7th house. On the 17th, Saturn moved into Sagittarius, and this is an angular house which divides the zodiac wheel into 4 quadrants. These angles are intensely personal because they are derived from the horizon as seen from the birthplace at the time of day the birth occurred. With Saturn moving out of the 6th house into the 7th house, you find that you have to face yourself in a new way. Since we hold an idealized version of relationships in our mind, these ideal forms never actually appear, but they offer great assurance in recognizing and creating healthy relationships. Even though the 7th house rules others, it is still in our horoscope. Therefore, it is not at all unusual to experience the 7th house through other people in the forms of partners, lovers, marriages, or even groups. Until 2018, Gemini, you will gain insight into the behavior patterns within your most intimate relationships. What we most need to learn is to differentiate between obligation, responsibility, and accountability. If a relationship has become duty bound, then all perspectives have been lost. The 7th house is the western hemisphere of the horoscope and is an indication of how well we stand alone. With Saturn here, it begins a phase of learning to be singular in the company of others. For some, it may lead to a retreat from intimacy. For others, it may lead into deep and meaningful love. Saturn will force a confrontation. The sun moves into the 5th house on the 23rd, the sign of Libra, and you may be dealing more with creative self-expression, social activity, romantic activity, or even sexual involvements. Your primary drive over the next 3 to 4 weeks is to do what you want and as much as possible to set your own priorities. You will have a strong drive to get out and have a good time. The full moon is in the sign of Aries on the 27th. It is a larger-than-life supermoon as well as a total lunar eclipse. This eclipse will be visible over Europe, the Middle East, Africa, and parts of the eastern United States, and will have the strongest effect on one-to-one relationships or those with a birthday on that same day. This is not the best week to schedule an important event. This eclipse being in your 11th house, Gemini, and this is the house that governs friends, social groups, long-term hopes, wishes, and ideals. Changes in friendships, clubs, and affiliations are likely to follow an eclipse here. Sudden changes may occur with an eclipse falling here, and there may be at least one new association made. Gemini, your lucky days of the month are the 4th, 5th, 14th, 15th, 23rd, and 24th. That completes your September 2015 general forecast, Gemini. Thank you for returning, liking, and subscribing to Dawn's Astrological Vision. Gemini, have a wonderful month, and I'll talk to you next month. Bye.